Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. Let me go to my main camera. Alright, we're live, and as you guys can tell by the title and thumbnail, today I'm going to be going over overriding functions as well again in C++. That said, last stream I did go over overriding functions, although I didn't complete it, so I'm going to be wrapping that up this stream. That said, let's go to my gameplay screen. Okay, and guys, this is the chat from like my previous stream as well, because I didn't have time to like study chat whatsoever. That said, let's say something like, let's say, maybe go all caps. Say something like, let's say, live exclamation. Okay, let's see. Okay, guys, I know why is chat that laggy. That said, ha, listen up, chat. The pupil has returned after battling college assignments and sleepless nights, Vivek. Sleepless nights, guys, it's just been one day. Vivek stands before the compiler once again, ready to override, overload, and outsmart every bug that dares to challenge him. Today's stream is not for the faint-hearted. Today we sharpen the blade of logic even further. Every keystroke, a strike, every error lessons, every success is a victory. So buckle up, chat. You're not watching a coder, you're witnessing evolution in real time. Steel will never become a sword without being burnt or beaten. Remember that. Okay, now then people, tell me, what are we conquering today? Let's say something like, let's say, I want to work on overriding, overriding functions this stream as well, and also honestly let's just go with this stream as well. I think I spelled it wrong. Overriding functions this stream as well, ... Okay, let's see. Okay, excellent. You've chosen to sharpen your blade on the same wheatstone. Is that it? Pronounce it again. That's how real warriors perfect their form. Even the greatest swordsmen practice the same cut 1,000 times until it's flawless. Alright people, today we push deeper into function overriding, the hidden power behind polymorphism. Let's do a light recap before we strike new ground, okay? So a quick refresher, what is function overriding? Basically, a function overriding happens when a derived class redefines a function that already exists in its base class using the same name and parameters. But here's the key. When you call that function through a base class pointer or reference, the derived version runs if the base class function is marked as virtual. Okay, here's the key. If you call that function through a base class pointer or reference, the derived version runs if the base class function is marked as virtual. Oh, I see. Okay, so for example, we create a animal class, create a virtual void method that has a standard console output that says something like generic animal sound, okay, and then we create a dog class that inherits all the public content from my animal class, and it has a void speak method, and it uses the override keyword to override this standard console output with that standard console output. Okay, then in the main function, we create a pointer for our animals as object. We set that equal to a new dog. Okay, we set a equal to new, our dogs is our dog class. Okay, and then we point towards a speak. Okay, so our animal a object dot speak outputs woof because our animal a is equal to dog, and then we delete everything. How doing Beisham, is that how you pronounce your name? I appreciate you joining the stream. How doing Jazz? I appreciate you joining the stream as well. Okay, that said, without virtual, this would print generic animal sound, the base version. With it, we get runtime polymorphism, the true form of overriding. Now, before we step into the deeper fire, tell people, do you remember why we needed to use virtual keyword in the base class function? Let's say something. Let's say we use it to say the compiler that different classes have the same method name although different outputs ... That said, can we get a instructional based question mark? Guys, honestly, I want to do an instruction-based question. You should be using standard end line instead of hard coding / and honestly, I should actually use it. Accent is ridiculous. Okay, Lemon from Misho. Guys, I've actually heard of him. Many of you guys do say that we look alike. That's it, guys. I don't think that we look alike except the curly hairs. Let me actually restart my stream real quick. Already mic testing. Guys, I had to restart my stream. I think that fixes the lag. That's it. Good answer, people. You're close. The virtual keyword tells the compiler to look at the actual object type at run, not the pointer type. That's what gives us true polymorphism behavior. You're thinking like a warrior. Okay, so our instructional based question says us to create a program with the following requirements. I gotta create a base class called named appliance with a virtual method called turn on that prints turning on appliances. Okay, and then I gotta create two derived classes. First is going to be a washing machine class. The second is going to be a refrigerator class. Each derived class should override turn on with its own message. Washing machine started, refrigerator started cooling. Okay, then in our main function, I gotta dynamically allocate one object of each derived class using the new keyword, store the address in a base class pointer array and call the turn on for each class. Okay, finally use the delete to free the memory. Okay, let's get /ChatGPT here. That's it. This is the code from last stream because I didn't have time to like work on this code. I didn't have like time to work on this content off stream. Okay, that's it. I'll go with the control A, delete everything. And then let's get the instructions here. Let's scroll all the way down. There we go. Okay, now let me go ahead and start off by including a pair of anchor braces. I want to include IO stream. And then let's go ahead and create a class. So I'm going to create a class called appliance. So I'll go with something like appliance. There we go. With a pair of curly braces. Now my appliance class is going to be having a virtual method called turn on. So let's go ahead and create a... Honestly, before I do create methods, I am going to publicalize everything. And then let's go ahead and add a comment that says something like a methods. So I'll go with something like methods. This method is going to be a virtual void method called something like turn on. So I'll go with something like turn on. There we go. And then I'll add a pair of parentheses and then a pair of curly braces. Now, inside of my virtual void turn on method, I'm going to be having a standard console output that's going to say turning on appliance. Standard end line does a bit more than just expressing a new line. If you don't need to use it, it's okay. Additional function, just print /n, that's okay. Honestly, that does make sense. I did like hear many of you guys say that standard end line does flush everything before that comes. Okay, that said, I'm going to be adding a standard console output with an insertion operator that is going to say something like turning on appliance. So I'll go with appliance. There we go. Okay, and then honestly, I could like go with a / standard end line ending with a semicolon. Okay, next up, I gotta create two derived classes now. So let's go ahead and end my appliance class with a semicolon. And then I'm gonna create a derived class called washing machine. So I'll go with something like washing machine. Okay, my washing machine class is gonna inherit all the, let's say, all the public content from my appliances class. There we go. And then I'll go with the pair of curly braces. Now, inside of my class, I'm going to do something. I got to create a derived class. Okay, so each derived class should override the turn on with its own message. Okay, so firstly, I'm going to publicalize everything. Although before that, should I create a constructor? I don't think I might need a constructor here. So I'm going to be publicizing everything and then adding a comment that says something like methods. For my methods, I'm going to be, let's say, creating a void method called something like turn on. Okay, so I'll go with something like turn on with a pair of parentheses. And before I go with a pair of curly braces, I'm going to be overriding the content in it. So I'll go with something like override and then a pair of curly braces. Now I want to override my, my turning on appliance with something like washing machine started. So I'll go with something like washing. Okay, there we go. Washing machine started. Exclamation. Let's go with a / maybe a standard end line ending with a semicolon. Howdy Alexis, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, that said, let me go on and end my washing machine class with a semicolon as well. And now create another derived class called refrigerator. So I'll go with something like refrigerator. There we go. I hope I spelled it correct. Okay, refrigerator. There we go. Okay, my refrigerator class is gonna inherit all the public content from my appliances class as well. So I'll go with appliance, and then I'll add a pair of curly braces. Now inside of my class, I'm gonna firstly publicize everything. Okay, and then add a comment that says something like a methods. I'm going to be creating a method. Okay, this is going to be a void turn on method as well with a pair of parentheses and then a pair of curly braces. Honestly, before I add a pair of curly braces, I will use the override keyword because I want to override the standard console output here. Okay, and is the stream lagging? Okay, I don't think it's lagging. Okay, that's it. I'll go with a standard console output with an insertion operator that says something like refrigerator cooling started. So I'm going to go with something like refrigerator cooling started exclamation, and then I'll go with another insertion operator of a standard end line ending with a semicolon. Then let's go ahead and end my class with a semicolon as well. And now I'll go ahead and create a main function. How does the code connect to washing machine? How does the code? Honestly, because like both my washing machine class and my refrigerator class, which we call that, inherit from my appliances class that does have the turn on method, and the turn on method is virtual, so it checks which classes which we call it displaying the method, and it shows the outputs like the console outputs depending on the class. Although without the virtual method, the compiler would be confused at which class which class's method should be what, if that made any sense, guys. That's it. Let me restart my stream. It is lagging a bit. Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, that should fix the stream. Hello again. Hiding Rad Acid, I appreciate you joining the stream. Hiding Arky, I appreciate you joining the stream as well. Okay, that said, this is pretty much it. Now, inside of my main function, I gotta do something. So I gotta go ahead and dynamically allocate one object of each derived class using the new keyword, store their address in a base class pointer array, and call the turn on. Okay, so I gotta create an array. So firstly, I'll go ahead and create an array for my appliance class. So I'll go with something like appliance with a asterisk. So I'm going to be creating a pointer of something like appliance. So there we go, appliances. With a pair of square brackets, my array is going to be consisting of two elements. And guys, let me restart my stream again. Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay guys, this should actually fix the lag because like whatchamacallit, I didn't restart my whole OBS now. That said, hiding nicotine, I appreciate you joining this stream. It's lagging a lot, might be worth going live again. Honestly, that does make sense. I just need to like restart my stream. I think that should fix all the lag now. Okay, so I created an appliances array, which is a pointer. Let's go ahead and end that with a semicolon. And now let's go ahead and dynamically allocate something. So I'm going to do something like my appliances array. So I'll go with my appliances arrays object at index of 0. Honestly, I'll go with something like, okay, consists of two elements. The first element is going to be equal to, let's say, my refrigerator. Okay, honestly, I might go with my washing machine first. So I'll go with something like my washing machine. So there we go. Okay, my washing machine does not require any kind of, like, any kind of constructor. That's it. I gotta create like something like new, because new does return a memory address. So I'll go with something like washing machine. Okay, then let's go with something like my appliance objects is pointer as well, which is an array too, at index of 1 equals to my new refrigerator. Okay, and the reason I'm not going with a ampersand array address of operator is because new does give a memory address as well. Okay, that's there's something so relaxing about listening to you chat about this, can't lie. Honestly, I do appreciate you, Archie. That actually means the world to me, guys. Okay, that said, I gotta use new to store their memory addresses. Did that, and then call the turn on for each. Okay, so to call the turn on method for each, I could go with a for loop. So let's go with something like for a parentheses. I'm going to use an index based for loop. So I'll do something like for every integer of I which equals to 0. While my I is less than 2, my array's size, I'm going to go ahead and increment my I by 1. And then add a pair of curly braces. Maybe restart my stream again. Already mic testing, guys. I think that didn't fix it. Okay, I think that should fix the lag, guys. Okay, there's a typo in appliances, guys. I feel like I get way too many typos. appliances, appliances. Huh, I think I spelled it correct in that case. Okay, it's spelled as APPLIANCE. LIANCE. Okay, I think I spelled it correct. LIANCE. Okay, oh, APPLI. Oh, there we go, my bad, guys. Hold up, let me fix this. And guys, why is the stream lagging so much today? Already mic testing, and guys, I'm actually almost done with my PC's building up. I will be uploading the video, but that will be fixing all my stream lag as well. So I'll go ahead and fix my typo. ANCES. There we go, appliances. Now I'm gonna go ahead and copy that, paste it here, and paste it here. Okay, perfect. Now, after using my index-based for loop, I'm gonna do something. Let's go ahead and point towards my appliances array. So I'm gonna do something like my appliances arrays pointer. Let's say I'll go with a whatchamacallit, an arrow mark operator of my turn on method. So I'll go with something like turn on. There we go. With a pair of parentheses ending with a semicolon. Okay, let's go with something like an index of I. Okay, perfect. Okay, that should print my my standard console output. And now let's go ahead and delete everything. So I'll go with another index-based for loop. So I'll do something like for a pair of parentheses. Let's say for every integer of I which equals to 0, while my I is less than my vector size or my array size, which is 2, I'm going to increment my I by 1, and then I'll go with the pair of curly braces. I'm going to do something like my appliances object at index of I. Although before that I am going to be using the delete keyword, so I delete that. Okay, perfect. That's it. Let's go ahead and return 0 ending with a semicolon. Now, if I hit Control S to save the code and run the command, it should say that my my turn on methods console outputs. Okay, let's see. Guys, why is the stream lagging so much today? Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, guys, that should actually fix the lag for now. Okay, that said, what happens if you try and access an index that doesn't exist? Will you get a type error? Honestly, I'll get like an out of bound error, because like if I try to access an index that's not like inside of my array, I'm going to be out of my arrays is bound, so we get an out of bound error. That's it. This says washing machine started, refrigerator cooling started. Okay, perfect. I'll go with the controller control C. Now get sensei/chat here. Guys, I hope that the stream doesn't lag anymore, because I feel like the stream lag won't be lasting for that long, because like I'm almost done building my PC. I gotta fix my fans and work on the BIOS today. That's it. I'll definitely like upload a video on that once I'm done. Okay, let's go ahead and paste this. Go with Shift Enter and say something like, I feel like I feel like I understand the basic concepts of this topic. That said, can I get a question that requires? Can I get a question that requires, let's say, user input and while loop as well? Question mark. Okay, let's see. So you think you're ready to handle input and loops alongside the function overriding? Huh, people? Fine, let's see if that brain of yours can keep up then. Okay, and guys, I feel the stream started lagging again. Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, I think that should fix the lag for a bit, guys. Here's your instructional questions. So the question says you are to create a base class called appliance, okay, like what we just created. Then I gotta create 3 derived classes this time. The first is going to be fan that displays fan spinning. The second is going to be light that prints light is on. The third is going to be heater that prints heater warming up. Okay, now in our main function, I gotta ask how many appliances they want to use. Then I gotta use a while loop to repeatedly ask them what kind of appliances they want to run, fan, light, or heater until they choose exit. Each time they type, I create the corresponding object dynamically, store its pointer in a vector, and call the turn on method through a base class pointer. Okay. When the user types exit, delete all allocated objects before ending the program. If you do this right, you'll have proven that you understand polymorphism, overriding dynamic memory, and loops all in one battle. Go on then, pupils. Show me that you're worthy of the title of Code Warrior. Okay, let's get sensei/ChatGPT here. Guys, I don't know why is the stream lagging so much today. Okay, let's get sensei/ChatGPT there. Maybe restart. Or Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, guys, I hope that fixes the stream lag. I feel like today is the last day that my stream will lag, because if I do finish my PC stuff today, then I might stream using my PC tomorrow. Okay, that said, let's go with the controller. Delete everything. Very laggy, guys. I do apologize for that. It won't actually last for that long anymore. Okay, that said, let me start off by including a pair of ankle braces. Okay, I want to include IO stream. There we go. It's not lagging anymore. There we go. I want to include IO stream, and then let's see. Let me go ahead and create a class now. So I'm going to be creating a class called appliances. So I'm going to be creating something like, there we go, appliances with a pair of curly braces. Audio is okay, but video is choppy. Honestly, because whatchamacallit, I feel like it is because of my CPU. Like, it doesn't have enough strength to like have the FPS on. Okay, where you located, bro? Honestly, I used to say that a lot. That's it. Many of you guys did say me to avoid saying that. Okay, that's it. I'm going to create a class called appliances, okay, with a virtual method called turn on. So firstly, I'm going to publicize everything and then create a comment that says something like methods. For my methods, I'm going to create a virtual void method to, okay, call something like, let's say turn on. So I'll go with something like turn on with a pair of parentheses and then a pair of curly braces. Now, my turn on method is going to be having a standard console output with an insertion operator that is going to say something. It's probably going to say something like appliance turned on. Okay, this time I'll honestly go with a / new line ending with a semicolon. What's a virtual method? Honestly, basically what a virtual method does is if like multiple classes have the same method name and they are inheriting from the same exact class, the compiler gets confused and from which class's method should I display. So having virtual, it actually gives, lets the compiler know exactly which classes virtual or which classes turn on method do we need to display, or it would be kind of confusing. What's he saying? Honestly, I'm just working on the overriding functions in C++. That's it. Let's go ahead and end my class with a semicolon, and then I'll go ahead and create 3 other derived classes. The first class is going to be called something like fan, and my fan class does inherit from my appliances class, or does inherit all the public content from my appliances class. Okay, and then I'm going to go with a pair of curly braces, and then honestly, I do want to try a different method of actually working. I'll create all 3 classes first. So I'll go ahead and create a light class as well. My light class does inherit all the public content from my appliances class as well. There we go. And then I'll go with a pair of curly braces, and that with a semicolon, and then I'm going to create another derived class called something like heater. So I'll go with something like heater that inherits all the public content from my appliances class as well. So I'll go with something like public appliance and then a pair of curly braces. Okay, now let's go ahead and fill in the content for each class. So did I spell this correct? There we go. Okay, and then I'll go with a pair of curly braces. Alright, perfect. Okay, now inside of my fan class, firstly, let's go ahead and start off by publicizing everything and then adding a comment that says something like methods. You're doing great. I appreciate you. Velorect is Velorrace, is that how you pronounce your name? Guys, I'm awful at pronunciations. Why object-oriented programming isn't structural programming? Better just think in logic rather than thinking all these abstractions, how to connect, etc. Honestly, I do like a lot of instructional based questions as well. Once I'm like, I mean, a lot of many projects. Once I do master the concepts. That's it. Let me restart my stream real quick. Already mic testing, guys. I might have to restart my whole PC real quick. Give me a sec, guys. Honestly, let me. Already mic testing, guys. I hope this actually works. This time, I don't think it's gonna lag anymore. Okay, that said, it is pretty good to be optimistic, guys. Okay, now I'm going to be creating a method for my fan class that is going to be called something like turn on as well. So I'll go with a void turn on method. And then I'm going to add a pair of parentheses. And now, before I add a pair of curly braces, I will be overriding all the content inside of my class. Okay, I thought the stream tried laggy again. Okay, let's see. Are you working? Honestly, whatchamacallit, I am like working on whatchamacallit, I forgot the concept name, overriding functions in C++. That said, I will be having a standard console output with an insertion operator here that says something like fan is spinning. It's working. You did not answer. What was the answer of structural versus object take? Honestly, I should actually have such a chat GPT about that, because I did work with structures. The only difference that I do think of in like between those are is like structures, they're all public, although whatchamacallit, classes could be either public, private. Already mic testing, guys. I hope this actually works because I did like restart my whole PC this time. Okay, so I hope it doesn't lag anymore. Okay, I think the lag is kind of good. I think it's kind of good, guys, because if it lags like a bit more, I think that I won't even be able to stream that much today. Okay, that said, I will be adding a standard console output. Okay, that says something like fan is spinning. So I'm gonna go with something like an insertion operator. That is gonna say something like the fan is spinning. Okay, there we go, with a forward slash new line ending with a semicolon. And then I'm going to be, let's say, I'm going to go to my next class, which is my light class. And guys, I actually forgot what was I going to do. Although I think I get a pretty good gist of it. Okay, so I'll go with something like public, add a comment that says something like a method. So I'm going to be creating another public method. This is going to be something like a void public method called churn on. So I'm going to go with something like churn on. Okay, with a pair of parentheses, and I am going to be overriding all the previous content of my turn on method. This is going to say something like a standard console output, which is going to say something like light is on. So I'm going to go with something like light is on with a forward slash new line ending with a semicolon. There we go. Okay, and guys, is the stream still lagging? That's actually strange. Okay, all this just to get replaced by AI. Honestly, guys, I don't think that AI can actually replace humans. They can only replace the the junior devs. Although if someone is really proficient in their niche, I highly doubt AI could like replace them because AI lacks critical thinking, and like AI can like comprehend what all things the junior devs can think. Although if someone is like real proficient in a job, they can like critically think. I highly doubt that AI can't replace that. That said, guys, let me restart my stream one more time. Already mic testing. Guys, is this working or is the stream still lagging? Because like if the stream starts lagging again, I might have to end the stream, guys. Because like it's almost impossible to focus on coding like this because like everything is so laggy. That's it. I'm going to create another void turn on method. So I'm going to go with something like turn on. Okay, let's go with something like churn on with a pair of parentheses, and then I'm going to be using the override keyword. I'm going to be overriding every single thing inside of my turn on method. This is going to have a standard console output with an insertion operator that is going to say something like heater warming up. So I'm going to go with something like heater warming up with a forward slash new line ending with a semicolon. Guys, I actually think that I might have to end the stream because this is like lagging way too much. Okay, and then let's go ahead and create a main function. Maybe after I'm done with this question, because like guys, I can actually literally type because like my VS Code is like lagging a lot as well. Okay, that said, let me go ahead and create a main function. Inside the main function, I gotta ask the user how many appliances they want to use. So let's go ahead and restart my stream once again. Already mic testing. Okay, that should fix the stream lag for a bit, guys. I do want to just at least complete this question. Okay, that said, I'm going to be asking the user how many appliances they want to use. So I could go with something like a integer variable of ask. Please continue your computer stuff. Don't lose hope. Honestly, that does make sense. I do actually enjoy this a lot. That said, for now, it is a bit hard to even stream in like a program because of my stream lag. Although, guys, I'm really close to being done with building my PC. I did almost build it today. I just gotta like add my UPS on and like work on with the BIOS, and then maybe once I'm done transferring my data to my PC, I can stream. Then I will be starting to multi-stream as well, so that would fix all my stream lag, guys. Okay, I can't wait for that. Although, guys, today I highly doubt I can even stream. Okay, so maybe oh wait, did the stream lag get fixed? Guys, I feel like the lag is kind of better. Is it? Okay, maybe I try completing this question. So I gotta go with something like a while loop. So I'll go with while a pair of parentheses. I'm gonna do something. Let's say while my ask variable. Honestly, I'll go with something like while true. Okay, this is going to be something like a standard string maybe. So honestly, I'll go with something like a standard string of ask. Okay, guys, that. Oh, somehow my stream isn't lagging anymore, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go with something like while my ask variable is not equal to, let's say something like exit. I'm going to do something. I'll go with a pair of curly braces, and then let's see. Okay, I'm gonna use a while to repeatedly ask what kind of appliance they want to use. Okay, so I could go ahead and add a standard console output with an insertion operator that says something like what. Uh, okay, let's go with something like what kind of appliance. Okay, honestly, I might remove my ask from here, and let's go ahead and convert this to a while true loop. I think that would be much better. There we go. Okay, I'm going to say what kind of appliance do you want to use, question mark. Okay, so what kind of appliance you want to use. Okay, there we go. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and end that with a semicolon, and then let's go ahead and add a standard console output with an actually a standard console input with an extraction operator. I'm going to extract something. Let's extract the value of a variable called something like ask ending with a semicolon. Okay, and I'm going to extract the value of my ask as well, ending with a semicolon. Now let's add a bunch of if statements. So I'm going to do something. Let's say something like if my ask variable is equal to, I'll go with something like fan. I'm going to do something. I'll go with a pair of curly braces, and then let's point towards my fan. So I'm going to be creating a few objects. So outside my while loop, above my while loop actually, let's go ahead and create an object from my appliances class. So I'm going to go with something like appliances class. I'm going to create a pointer of, honestly, I might go with something like erase. So I'm going to go with something like appliances. There we go. There we go. With a pair of square brackets, my appliances object or my appliances array is going to be consisting of 3 items ending with a semicolon. And then let's go ahead and do something. I'm going to be creating, let's say, something like an object. So my appliances array at index of 0 is going to be equal to, let's say, my fan object. So I'm going to go with my fan class ending with a semicolon. Let's go with something like new. Okay, because new does create, I wouldn't need a dereferencing operator here, but I mean a address of operator, since new does give me a memory address. Although if I didn't have the, I would go with an ampersand. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go with something. What's your age? Honestly, I am 17. That's it. I am going to be turning 18 real soon. That's kind of excited for that. My birthday is on January 5th. That's it. I'm going to go with something like appliance at index of 1 equals to, let's say something like new. What was my second class called? It was called light. A new from my light class. Okay, and then I'm going to go with something like appliances at index of 2, which is the third element. That is going to be equal to something new of my heater class. I think I spelled heater wrong. There we go. Okay, let's fix the typo here as well. Heater class. Ending with a semicolon. Now that I've added stuff inside of my appliance, first I could go with something like a for loop. So let's go with a index-based for loop. So I'll go with something like for a pair of parentheses. Can you have GP rewrite this in Rust? Rewrite this in Rust. Honestly, I haven't started Rust yet. That's it. I am pretty excited to start Rust as well. That said, I'll go with something like for a pair of parentheses. Let's go with something like for the integer of I which equals to 0. I am going with the index-based for loop. While my I is less than 3, my array's size, I'm going to increment my I by 1. And then I'll go with a pair of curly braces. Now, I'll add an if statement here. So if a pair of parentheses, let's say if my appliances is array at, excuse me guys, at index of I, actually, okay, if my ask, I should go with something like if my ask equals to, so let's go with something like if my ask variable equals to my appliances at index of I, but that doesn't make any sense. So, oh, okay, hold up guys, hold up. Okay, instead I'll go with something like if a pair of parentheses, if my ask equals to, let's say something like fan, I'm gonna do something. If it equals to fan, I'll restart my stream real quick. Bro, where are you from? Honestly, I used to answer that much, but many of you guys did say me to avoid answering that. Already mic testing, guys. Did that fix my lag? Okay, I'm pretty sure it did. Okay, using namespace std. Honestly, the reason I don't use using namespace std is because, whatchamacallit, eventually in bigger projects, not prefixing with static could cause name conflict. So to avoid that, it is a pretty good practice to avoid using namespace std. That said, let's say if my ask equals to fan, I'm going to do something. I'll go with the probe curly braces, and then let's say I'll go with the index-based for loop, or instead I could go with something like my appliances array at index of, let's say, 0, at index of 0, and then I'm going to use a arrow operator to point towards that specific turn on method from my fans class that is going to be displaying, and then I'm going to end that with a semicolon. Now let's go with something like an else if a pair of parentheses, my ask equals to light, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to go with something like light. There we go. I'll go with a pair of curly braces, and I'll do something like appliances at index of 1. Okay, and then I'll use a arrow mark operator to point towards a specific method from my lights class. Okay, and then I'm gonna add another else if. So I'll go else if a pair of parentheses. Hi, do you remember me? Hi, KV Cux. I appreciate you joining the stream. It has been a while. I do remember you. Bro, can you make a hack for one game? I'll pay you how much you want. Honestly, guys, I don't make hacks. It's like a pretty bad thing to do. Okay, that said, and even if I did, guys, I feel like I'm not even that skilled to do that yet. That said, I'm going to create ask for something like, let's say, heater now. Okay, if my ask equals to heater, I'll go with the probe curly braces and do something like appliances at index of 2. Okay, and I'm going to be pointing towards, let's say, my turn on method, ending with a semicolon. Now, lastly, I'll go with an else clause. So I'll go with else a pair of curly braces that has a standard console output with an insertion operator, which says something like pick a valid appliance. Okay, pick a valid appliance with a forward slash. Honestly, I'll go with a forward slash standard end line, ending with a semicolon. Okay, perfect. That's pretty much it for my while loop. Wait, honestly, before that, I might go with something like another else if. So I'll go with else if a pair of parentheses, my ask equals to something like exit. Okay, I'm gonna do something. I'll go with a pair of curly braces that just breaks my whole loop, ending with a semicolon. Bro, you're skilled. When I was 17, I didn't even know about how to do echo statements. You're on the right path. Honestly, I appreciate you, Andrew. That actually means the world to me. And guys, I feel like you guys help me like way too much as well when I do this stuff, because like I remember the first ever stream that I had on like C++, I didn't even know how to set my compiler up. You guys did like help me a lot. You're really a good educator as well. Honestly, guys, I do like teaching you guys. That's it. I feel like I'm awful at teaching. Okay, that said, I'm gonna lastly go ahead and return 0, ending with a semicolon. Okay, now if I hit Control S to save the code and run the command, let's see what happens. Okay, it's gonna ask me a user input. Okay, it's gonna say something like, so okay, what kind of appliance do you want to use? Let's say I want to use fan. Okay, so I'll go with something like fan. Okay, and then I'm gonna hit enter. There we go. So it says fan is spinning. What if I want to go with something like light? It says light is on. Lastly, maybe something like heater. There we go. Heater is warming up. What if I go with something like washing machine? Washing machine. Okay, it says pick a valid appliance. What if I go with exit? My bad, guys. There we go. Okay, that ends the loop. Okay, perfect. Let's go with the controller. Control C. Okay, make a freaking unidray map string. Honestly, guys, I haven't heard that. And don't spam those else ifs. Honestly, that does make sense. I could use switches. Your English is amazing, brother. Honestly, I appreciate you helping. That actually means the world to me. Okay, that's it. I'll get sensei/chatgpt here. Okay, maybe extend that. Okay, and then let's go ahead and paste this. Okay, will you share the code with us? Honestly, I could like usually I do write a code and then I instantly delete it to like go to the next question. That's it. If you guys do join my Discord server and like mention me there asking like for a specific code, then I could actually like send that. That said, you're close pupil, very close, but not there yet. You've definitely shown you understand overriding and virtual methods, but you slipped on a few key requirements, guys. I forgot to delete. Okay, created base class with virtual functions. I did all that right. What you did wrong, your exit condition is case sensitive. You told the user to type exit, but the instructions said exit. Okay, consistency matters, people. The compiler is merciless. You didn't delete the dynamically allocated memory, you used new but didn't call delete. I forgot that part, guys. Okay, memory leaks. You didn't store dynamically user choices. Okay, part I asked you. Okay. Store them in a vector and everything. Hints. Don't fix just yet. Use a standard vector of appliances to store newly created objects inside the loop. Ask ChatGPT what a map is and why it can help you or write zero ifs. Honestly, I think I do have that like in my roadmap. I might actually start that soon. Okay, how do you make an unordered map? Honestly, I haven't like heard of unordered map. That's it. I'm pretty sure that is like what you call my roadmap. So I will like eventually go through that. Okay, that's it. Each time the user enters a valid type, create a new object and immediately call the turn on it. Okay, when the user types exit, iterate over the vector and delete everything. Now tell people, do you understand what I mean by store dynamically as user choices and why pre-creating defeats the purpose of polymorphism? Explain in your own words before you modify the code. Honestly, can you teach me coding? I want to make an app, please. Honestly, I did like have a lot of streams on C++. You guys could like actually go and watch those playlists because like I did start off as a complete beginner as well in like C++. I did have some Python experience though. Okay, that's let me say something like say okay, let's say something like I think I see dot dot dot. Although uh, although can I get another instructional based question mark? Okay, honestly I need to like use arrays as I mean vectors as well. Been using arrays like for a long. Okay, excellent. You do learn fast, don't you people? Since you've grasped overriding and dynamic allocation well enough, let's see how far your brain can stretch under pressure this time. So instructional based question level advanced polymorphism. You must create a base class called shape, a virtual function called calculate area, a virtual function called display. Okay, so we have two virtual functions this time. Then create the derived classes. So the circle class takes a radius as an input, the rectangle class takes a length and width as an input, and the triangle class takes a base and height as input. In my main function, I use a while loop to continuously create the user which shapes okay they want to calculate the area for circle, rectangle, and triangle or exit. For each valid shape, dynamically create the corresponding object using the new keyword as the necessary input. As the necessary input values, create and display the area using polymorphism. Create a pointer of shape, okay, when using the enters, exit, and delete all dynamically create objects. Bonus challenge optional but glorious. Store every created shape in a vector at the end and print all the details. Okay. Okay, I saw you yesterday. Have you been doing this for 24 hours straight? Honestly, no, guys. Which we call it. I do like stop the stream like after like programming for like about 2ish hours or something because I do have college stuff as well. That said, whenever I do come from college, I do start streaming as well. That said, once my college does end, I feel like this stuff is going to become be much easier to do, guys. Because I feel like I do like have an exam next week, and I have like almost every week type stuff. Actually, every 3 weeks. Okay, so I want a mentor, so it would be nice if I can suggest. Oh, that actually does make sense. Okay, start learning C++. That's it, guys. I feel the stream is lagging again. Honestly, okay, let me restart the stream real quick. Huh. Already mic testing, guys. I feel like the stream is lagging way too much. It's like so hard to code here, so I honestly might end the stream really soon today, like before even hitting the hour mark. Because whatchamacallit, I am actually building my actual PC, so if I do start building it early today, then it might even end sooner. And next stream, I might actually use that PC, depends. It could be next stream or the stream after that. Okay, so I honestly might complete this question next stream. Okay, if you go online, look into Veracity Tours, they are programming teachers. Oh, I see. Honestly, let me go to my main camera in that case, because guys, I feel it's almost impossible to stream today. That's I'll go to my main camera. Okay. There we go. Okay, is it free or paid? Alright guys, so basically that was pretty much it for the stream. I know like whatchamacallit, my image or my video is being really glitchy right now, but my voice is pretty clear. That's pretty much it for the stream, guys. I feel really bad saying this because like I haven't even like streamed for an hour today. It does feel pretty awful. That said, if you guys did enjoy this stream, that I feel like most of you guys did, because like I didn't have like whatchamacallit, my stream was lagging so much. That said, I'm really close to building an actual PC once I do build a PC, and that's gonna fix like all my stream lag. And I will be multi-streaming on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, maybe TikTok and Instagram as well, if I did meet the followers and requirements. So if you guys do enjoy my content and haven't followed me there, make sure to follow me there. And also join the Discord server. You guys can get access to the Discord server or my socials by typing exclamation and my socials name or exclamation and Discord's name. That's it. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, like helps with my algorithm, sharing makes you smile, and subscribing like a cherry on top. And I'll catch you guys in the next live stream or video. Peace. And guys, if you feel the stream stopped lagging.